Welcome back to the channel. My name is Giggers, and today we're going to be doing a quick reaction video. Now, I did make another reaction video. This is like to sort of hold you over because I'm making a part 2 to that one, so it's kind of like an in-between. And I also just wanted to knock this one out because this one is kind of the same theme. So this is 11 reasons why 13 reasons, 10 reasons. 10 reasons why Attack on Titan sucks. Let's begin.
Fourth season of Attack on Titan is about to begin. Someone made a topic on Reddit asking people for the issues they have with it. I managed to find 7, so I will add 3 more of my own at the end. And none of it will be because the designs are slightly different. That is not the reason. By the way, none of you can disagree with me because it's what the majority says. You have no option but to nod your head in agreement. Number 1, the side characters are cannon fodder. They mention...
Okay, so... typically speaking, most people say there's 1 to 3 main characters. So we have Aaron's main character, and some people say that there's 3 main characters. Either interpretation, that means that literally everyone else besides Aaron, Mikasa, and Armin are side characters. So, definitely not cannon fodder. They definitely have a lot of depth and richness to them. But hey, I'm just some random Attack on Titan YouTuber. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Mention Marco as an example, but they could have used anyone else who has died over the course of the series.
It's kind of funny how we had one guy complaining how not enough people died, to this video saying too many people died. Maybe you guys just don't know what you're talking about.
Like Petra. Attack on Titan did a crappy job at making you remember or even care about the hundreds of named people whose death is supposed to be important for the major characters. That alone is enough for making...
Oh yeah, please tell Petra, please tell an AoE person that Petra's death was completely irrelevant. Please, I would love to hear you say that to them.
A supposed masterpiece.
And for those of you who don't know, the whole AoE thing is about Aaron not making the right choice and those people ended up dead, so he's going to do another thing in the anime. Do full rumbling in the anime. So, I don't know, I don't know what you're talking about. I remembered Marco for years. Lots of people did. Everyone that I watched the show with remembered Marco for years. You all know about Petra. Maybe you're just bad. But again, this is Reddit. What do you expect from people on Reddit?
Masterpiece to be a 9 out of 10. Number 2, the main characters are weak as well. Pretty much everyone agrees the major characters are all weak in personality. I mean, what depth is there in Mikasa? She just wants her...
Okay, yeah, there you go. I agree with that. Because it's not the deepest character in the world. That's for a very specific reason that I am perfectly happy with. But you're saying Aaron has no depth? Really? Come on, man. I don't think you want to go that route. It's actually very obvious to most people, even in here, that Aaron had a lot of depth. And Armin? Come on, bro.
Eren's dick, and Eren, holy shit, is he screaming a lot. He's like Asta's lost brother. For a supposed mature psychological horror drama, Attack on Titan has very shallow characters, and that is enough for making a supposed masterpiece to be an 8 out of 10.
I just heard someone unironically say Attack on Titan has shallow characters. What? Do I really need to defend this? I don't think I do. But no, I think it's ridiculous. There's characters are very complex and nuanced and put in morally difficult situations and yada yada yada. That's categorically false.
Number 3, plot armor Titan. Holy shit, is there a lot of it. The major characters get constantly saved while everybody else drops like flies. It's ridiculous. For a supposed mature story where everyone can die, Attack on Titan is clearly cheating death all the time, and that is enough for making a supposed...
I mean, you didn't bring up any examples, so I can't debunk this.
Masterpiece.
You're just wrong.
Is to be a 7 out of 10. Number 4, erratic pacing. Most remember how slow
the pacing was bad.
And half of the first season was, or how they rushed.
I can't really speak to this because I didn't. This is outside my expertise. I thought the pacing was fine, good even. But if there's someone who has like a major in film writing or something, let me know. Let me know what the techniques you're supposed to use are. I mean, I thought it was fine. So again, this is outside my purview. I don't know how you're supposed to properly pace a story, but the pacing was great to me.
Rushed through the first half of the third season because nobody liked the politics. The directing...
Well, yeah, I was kind of upset that they rushed through that because people are so shelved that they didn't want to read exposition. I would just said to, if I was at Sale, I would just said to wait, just tell the readers to get over it. They're gonna watch a bunch of exposition, no action. That's perfectly fine. If they don't want to watch, they can leave. Again, I can say that because I'm a viewer and I'm not making money off of it. That's what I would like to happen, but Isayama has to have. He has a suspension. I completely understand. So he cut it out, and if you don't like it, you can go read the manga because the manga is much more exposition than the anime.
Acting of Attack on Titan is not good in this regard, and that is enough to make a supposed masterpiece to be a 6 out of 10. The next 3 reasons are kinda minor, so I am not going to lower the score any further, but they are issues nonetheless. Number 5, too many monologues. The characters are thinking way too much, which is why the pacing feels very slow at points.
Characters are thinking too much. I understand because that's something that we're usually accustomed to doing. But again, please don't get angry. But again, I just have to disagree. I like the exposition, I like knowing what's going on, I like hearing the inner workings, I like the world building. If you don't, to each his own. But I personally would like world building exposition.
It is done for showing us their thoughts and feelings, which normally should be helping in their characterization, but since most are fodder you forget as soon as they are dead, and the rest are shonen stereotypes, you are wasting your time. Did you ever care about Mikasa or...
When was this video published? 2 years ago. So this is recent. This isn't like 2013. This is recent. I understand 2013 if you were to say this, but oh, yeah, I forgot to mention season 3. Yeah, you're in season 3 now. Come on, you have to know what you're dealing with.
Or Marco, so you will need entire episodes of them talking and thinking? Number 6, lack of proper mentality. Basically, the soldiers are not acting like soldiers despite having received many years of military training. They lose their shit very easily when the first thing any professional soldier is taught to do is not to lose his shit. You can't even excuse it as them being young and inexperienced. Since they weren't drafted into the army, they chose to be there, and they were given many years to get...
That's just ridiculous. People get scared all the time. Yes, you can't say they're young and inexperienced because they are young and inexperienced. I'm especially with the 104th. But yeah, they are inexperienced. They are young and inexperienced. Come on. And so yes, soldiers freak out. Soldiers lose their ass all the time. It happens all the time, especially with young, low-level recruits like the 104th. Yeah, most of this, as I said, most of this criticism just goes for privilege. You're just a privileged captain who gets to watch anime all day and oh, why are these soldiers acting brave when they're facing extreme odds? Oh, I wonder why. Come on, bro.
To get their shit together. And instead of that, most of them still act like mature shonen characters with first world problems in a world that is overrun by man-eating giants. Eren is even worse in this regard since he was a psychotic murderer since the age of 5. It wasn't because of the Titans or his father's injection, he was written that way.
This is the thing, people you're just so bad at understanding the story, you thought he killed people at 5. He never killed anyone at 5.
And it's terrible. Little kids don't behave like that. Number 7, too much shock value. It comes at the expense of characterization. Do you know why nobody remembers or cares about all the characters that die? Because
you have a bad memory, that's why. People don't get killed for shock value. I'm sorry, it's a story about more people than die. I'm sorry, that's what happens. I guess, literally, just substitute Attack on Titan for literally anything else. Oh, Dunkirk has so much shock value. Oh, Saving Private Ryan has so much shock value. American Sniper has so much shock value. Come on, it's a story about war. What are you expecting? Genuinely, what were you expecting?
All they remember is the gore porn, not who they are or what they were called. They only remember the edgy way they died, which is why actually mature stories use gore sparingly. And now for the...
Oh yeah, actually mature stories like the very bad Breaking Bad. People hate that show and they hate it because it uses gore a lot. Oh, wait, it uses gore a lot, but it's necessary and for a good purpose, and people like it, including critics. Say it's one of the greatest TV shows ever. Huh. Oh, Berserk. People keep saying, oh, Berserk is so much better than Attack on Titan. Doesn't Berserk also have a lot of gore? This is like just the lowest level of criticism ever.
For the last 3 reasons, which are mine, you can try to prove me wrong if you like.
This explains why the Baltimore Sun gave The Dark Knight a very low rating. That's a true story. The Baltimore Sun, when The Dark Knight first came out, gave it a very low rating. And they said the same thing. Oh, it's too much action. Oh, it's for shock value. Oh, it's just no real storyline in The Dark Knight. And it's actually a criticism of The Dark Knight. The Baltimore Sun, an actual publication, not idiots on Reddit, an actual publication.
Although you can't. Number 8. Too many superpowers. For a supposed mature story, Attack on Titan is up the ass in really broken powers that completely overshadow any attempts of average people to have a significant impact on the plot or the themes. From the Titans who are basically hot air balloons, to mass amnesia, time travel and mind control. There is literally no free will. Everyone is a plot device, and the plot can move in whatever way the author wants him to move by using broken magic nobody has any defense against. An actually mature story does not eclipse the importance of everyday people in favor of dumb kaiju battles and treating everyone as a robot because it makes them unmemorable. That is enough for making a supposed masterpiece to be a...
See, like the second author criticism for this. Characters complex, yes, they have free will. This is ridiculous. People are allowed to have elements in the story, magical elements in the story. That's just insane. All the author does whatever he wants. Yeah, the author does whatever he wants because he writes, quite clearly there's only one character who's like that, and let's make this up.
5 out of 10. Number 9. Nonsensical plot. It literally makes no sense. No matter how much you try to place the events in a proper order, you can't. Character motivations are absurd, and the broken superpowers make anything to be possible. An actually well-written story does not have a plot that makes no sense, and that is enough for making a supposed masterpiece to be a 4 out of 10.
And he never said why. What didn't make any sense? I mean, I thought it made sense. I mean, it's just a brief summary. King has power, wants a slave. Okay, that makes sense. Good character motivation there. Slave runs away from dogs. Pretty good motivation. Falls into the source of all living life. Source of all organic life. Okay. Seeks to be strong. Okay, makes sense. Titans. Okay, makes sense. Dominates the world. Okay, makes sense. And then longs to love to be broken. Okay, makes sense. Finds Mikasa. Okay, makes sense. Mikasa kills Eren. Okay, makes sense. She's freed. Okay, makes sense. I don't understand what the problem is.
10. And number 10, change of themes. The show has changed to something that does not resemble the way it began. It was a mindless zombie apocalypse with giant...
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. If you go back, again, if you go back in season 1, you can clearly see the different themes, the different character developments, the themes of love, freedom, and contentment, and all other stuff way before this came into the picture. So, yeah, definitely not. It's not about mindless zombies. Again, I've heard people say, Attack on Titan, it lost its way. It should be a fun story about killing Titans. It never was. It never, ever, ever was about that. I mean, it did have it, but that was the core. At least that's what it was about. It just wasn't.
Naked people, and now it's some absurd political drama about Nazis.
Again, if you don't believe me when I say these people are shallow, they are shallow. Maybe not most, but a lot of enemy haters, a lot of people who don't like Attack on Titan are just simply shallow people. He's done himself. I just want a simple story about people killing Titans. That's all I want. That's all I want. Okay, you're shallow. You have shallow thinking. Watch something else. If you don't like political dramas, then watch something else. Don't critique it. Just watch something else. I don't like rom-coms. You don't see me. You don't see me criticizing rom-coms because I don't like them. I just don't. So I don't watch them. And I'll say, well, this is supposed to be a story about X, Y, and Z, but now it's turned into a rom-com. It's supposed to be a rom-com. I have no right to say that.
This is not why people began watching the show for.
I mean, yes, you're right. Exactly. You're telling yourself, yes, this is not why people began watching the show. They got watch the show for political intrigue and allegory perspectives, and they ended up with that, and so they got pissed off. He's right.
As much as some can claim it has subverted your expectations by changing to something...
He actually talks fast.
By changing to something better than what it was in the beginning, I need to remind you there are 9 reasons mentioned thus far that prove it didn't get better. It became different to the point you can't recognize it. If it had remained...
very much can, but okay.
In the dumb action flick about Titans fighting steampunk Spider-Man, this wouldn't be much of an issue since it's dumb entertainment. But the obsession of the mangaka to create some absurd thriller about time travel Nazis and aliens from another dimension has made it laughable. And I know most of you watching this before the season comes out will think I'm joking, but give it some time and eventually Attack on Titan will be remembered the same way Code Geass is remembered. Eren is basically another Lelouch at this point.
Oh, it's a Lelouch. Right. I remain
Very badly written, mindless action flick that attempts to have serious themes and fails completely. And that is enough for making a supposed masterpiece to be a 3 out of 10. And remember...
I mean, God, for goodness sakes, he foreshadowed the thing from start to finish. So obviously he knew. Obviously it was like, oh, I'm gonna make a cool action flick about Titans, and then I'm gonna do some political intrigue, and maybe some awesome time traveling, and no, yeah, the entire thing was literally one of the first panels. It's the last pages, right? We see weird dialogue. We see the season 2 outro. So it's very obvious, in fact, that it was supposed to be a complex story. And again, if you don't like that, then please, I implore you, please watch something else. If you don't understand it, that's your problem. Don't say the mangaka didn't know what he's doing. He did. You don't know what you're doing.
Remember, this is not my opinion, it's what Reddit said. Therefore, you can't disagree with me. Now smash that like button, or you're a
Okay, so that's your little holdover until part 2 comes out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video.